What's up, everybody? CJ here, aka Hamsanity. Welcome to another Backbreaker stream. Today we have the Miami Hurricanes at home versus the Sacramento Sunbirds. Before I get started with predictions, I'm going to talk about the injuries real quick. Pull it up and make sure. Sacramento Sunbirds first string receiver Vincent Slattery. I don't know if I said that name right at all. But, yeah, first string receiver. He actually has an injury that he can play through. He's going to be able to play through the injury. But he's just know he's playing hurt. So, if you notice, or if he doesn't play as good as maybe a normal first string receiver would, that's why. So anyways, let's go ahead and get into there's Slattery. I'm going to call him Slatery. I don't know, that just sounds better. There he is right there. Let's watch his first down pass. Even though the Sunbirds, I'm kind of expecting them to get destroyed in this game, if I'm being honest. Here's Slattery. He actually got moved to second string after the injury, but so here he is real quick. They get the first down to Slattery, and this Miami team isn't anything to mess with offensively, defensively. And I say that, here's the run to the left, Jefferson going left. The one team that I don't really, both of these teams actually are teams that I don't necessarily know too much about the rosters compared to most of the other teams. I know the rosters pretty well. So yeah, I guess just keep that in mind. I do know the rosters a little bit. Like I know the Miami Hurricanes are completely stacked. I know that was a nice run from the Sunbirds. Oh, what a catch across the middle. That's the halfback Jefferson. So here's the halfback again. Oh, he got covered by his own teammate. What a grab. Okay, so I just have to make sure before I say it wrong. Ricks. Okay, I think his name's Hamza Ricks, I believe. The quarterback. So they pulled Jefferson out of the backfield, who's the first string back. They line him up at tight end, and he runs a crossing pattern, and so does the other tight end, the actual tight end, and he gets hit before he catches this ball. You very rarely see that in Backbreaker. Someone get hit and then catch the ball. And then he got hit by Ray Lewis in the shoulder before he got to the ground. That's a tough catch, and that's a halfback. All right, 1st and 10 after the completion across the middle to Jefferson. And a quick throw right side, and it's caught, but he's out of bounds. So that's Rick's first incomplete pass, and it actually hit the receiver in the hands. He just wasn't able to keep both feet in bounds. Gonna set up 2nd and 10. And it looks like they're running the stretch play to the left and a loss of 1. So Jefferson looked like he had a lot of room to run there. Makes a juke to the left, and that's right to, I think, Jonathan Vilma. Please and thank you. Yeah, that's Vilma on the, he's playing right outside linebacker. A lot of time in the pocket. Ricks throws middle. It's caught again to Jefferson. 19 yards across the middle. So I guess they really like using Jefferson here. They've ran it to him, I think, 2 times, maybe 3. And that's his 2nd grab already. Some big yardage. 19 yards. So the Sunbirds march up the field. And now they're down on, I think, the 22. Yeah. And that's pretty impressive, or at least to me. Here's another run, and Jefferson gets 2 and then gets blown up. Gets thrown backwards, so it gets to the 20. So yeah, I was definitely not expecting this out of the Sunbirds. Maybe they're going to make this game interesting. Here's a stretch to the left, and Jefferson can't break the arm tackle, and he's going to go nowhere. So, number 96 right there. I'm not sure what his name is. We can figure that out. Stubbs is what it looks like. Yeah, I'm not sure who that is. Looks like a DN. He just gets an arm on him, and that's all it takes. Brings him down. No gain, 3rd and 8. And Ricks throws. Looks like it's intercepted by Buchanan. As soon as I said that they were making a drive, putting a drive together against this good defense, Buchanan, I think I'm pronouncing his last name right. Oh, wow, this is so underthrown. That's an easy interception for Buchanan. Of course, it's an interception. Interceptions, fumbles, touchdowns. We're going to look at all of them again. So Buchanan, here he is. It looks, let's see if it's man or zone. Maybe, looks like man across the field with 2 safeties. Anyway, so the safeties are more probably the better players here on this team. They got Sean Taylor and Ed Reed, absolute monsters in coverage. The safeties are probably better coverage players, not so much the corners, but Philip Buchanan, leaping grab on a very underthrown ball, and not a bad return. Almost, he was like a tackle away from breaking it off. But anyways, so the Miami Hurricanes are going to start their first possession after a turnover. Here's Duke Johnson going nowhere. Ken Dorsey. There's a shot of Dorsey. Here's a shot of Johnson. Here's the replay. Tried to go up the middle, and they couldn't create a hole. 2nd and 10. Ken Dorsey drops back, moves right, throws, and incomplete, intended for Michael Irvin. Hit Irvin in the hands, but the coverage was too good. Incomplete. It's going to bring up 3rd and 10. Now here's Dorsey dropping back again. This time throws, and it's caught by Andre Johnson. 20 yards. They only needed 10 for the first, but it was 3rd. So you really want him to catch that ball, and he does. Here's another quick look at the play. Good throw to lead him to the spot, and there's just too much separation, and he even breaks off the tackle there. 1st down, Hurricanes. Johnson gets 2 on this run play. So they go back to Duke Johnson up the middle on their 1st down, and basically the same result. 2nd and 8. And this one, again intended for Irvin, and again incomplete through the contact. Now, there was some pressure on the play, but Ken Dorsey still hasn't been hit today. So, incomplete. And this play, out route, incomplete, intended for Santana Moss. He didn't catch the football. Maybe it was behind him. Let's see. So Santana Moss runs an out route, and he's wide open. I think that hit him in the hands. So that's going to bring up 4th down. Matt Bosher set to punt this away. So after the failed 3rd down conversion, there's the punt. Now the Sunbirds are going to set up on their own 26. 1st and 10. Both teams not scoring on their first possession. Sunbirds did turn it over. The Hurricanes didn't. And this ball looked like it was... Was this intended for a receiver initially? Oh, okay. I guess it was. He just kind of chunked it up into the air. To what it looked like, but wow, Slater actually got a hand on that. before it fell incomplete. 2nd and 10 after the incomplete pass. Here's another pass play, and he's going to get sacked. Hendricks is going to get credited with the sack. Dan Morgan was back there too. So 3rd and 16 after the sack. It's going to be a tough play on 3rd down. And they're going to run it, and they lose a yard. Jefferson going backwards on the play. They tried to, I guess, catch the defense off guard with the draw play. Oh, wow, he got hit hard. Jefferson tried to slip through the cracks, but no, sir, not today. 4th and 16 now. And now they have to punt to Devin Hester. The dangerous Devin Hester. I would be somewhat worried. And Hester's going to get tackled. Looked like he had a lot of room, but got wrapped up by a big man. So after the punt return gets him to the 49-yard line, here's 1st and 10. Duke Johnson only gets a yard. Looks like he had a big hole up the gut, but for some reason turned to the right. Might have been a mistake. No telling what would have happened on that play had he stayed the course, but does it really matter? We'll never know. And as he's hit, throws a strike for 26 more yards to Andre Johnson. Backbreaker, as soon as you get a nice play, they're not trying to show the replay, so we're going to look at it. And look at this. Ken Dorsey doesn't even know that he's about to get hit. He's just looking downfield. Gets creamed. But nice throw and a good job to hang on to this through the contact. Man, Andre Johnson showing off the hands. 1st and 10 now on the 22-yard line. If they don't turn the ball over here on this possession, you got to expect points. There's Johnson. Nice run to the left. Gonna pick up 4. Second and 6 now. After the short run. Ken Dorsey steps up and completes it to Santana Moss. 12 more yards. They're just picking this defense apart on this possession. Here it is again. So Dorsey, they're running 4 wide, and there's a little bit of pressure. So he does a good job to step up into the pocket before making this throw. And this isn't the easiest throw. This is actually probably a touchdown right here, but he misses Reggie Wayne. Regardless, finds Santana Moss, who does a good job to hang on through the contact, this is probably the best receiving core in the league if you're talking about Miami. That's just my opinion, of course. That's not what the stats say. We haven't played enough games yet, but I think they got some pretty good receivers, sure hands, and some speed. Nowhere on that run. So much time in the pocket. Dorsey hits Reggie Wayne, who's going to lose 2. So Dorsey doesn't want to throw this away, and he doesn't necessarily have to. His line blocks so well. But he doesn't see anything he likes. Throws it short, and they end up losing 2. So interesting 3rd and goal here. Will they score a touchdown, or will they have to settle for a field goal? And Ken Dorsey throws it up. And Winslow can't bring it in. He was wide open. But he was not in bounds. Ooh, that was close. That was really close. I have to look at this again. So here's Winslow wide open. Man, Dorsey could have thrown the ball right here. It probably still would have been a touchdown. But he throws it a little bit too late. Let's see if he gets the feet down, though. Turns back and Boom. Right there, he's got the ball. Is that foot on the ground? I think it is. It looks like he got 2 down. But backbreaker doesn't count that step that he took with his right foot, and I can't, override it or anything. They're going to have to settle for 3 here. Huerta with the 3 points. Carlos Huerta puts it in from 31. Easy money. And the score is 3-0 here late in the first quarter. Hurricanes are beating the Sunbirds. Here's the return. It's going to get across the 30. Sunbirds going to start off in decent field position after the return. Let's see if they can get anything going here after turning it over on their first possession and punting on their second. Here there's a draw or a zone, inside zone play. Jefferson's going to get 2. Second and 8 now. And Jefferson picks up 3 more yards. These are tough earned yards on the counter run to the right. Gets the handoff, goes into the space, and puts his head down. Runs into 2 defenders and does a good job to run them over, even though he does get tackled. Good job falling forward, finishing the play strong, and making it 3rd and 6. But before we can get the play off, the quarter ends, so it's still 3-0 here. Miami up against Sacramento here at home. Not a very eventful first quarter. There was an interception and the field goals, just about it. Here's 5 wide for the Sunbirds. Quick throw out to the right, and he's going to lose 3 yards. That's Calvin, I believe, is the 5th string receiver on this team. Hamza Ricks, they run a screen. He throws the pass. You're not doing that against this. That's Sean Taylor on the tackle. You're not. Stop it. You can't expect to pick it up. You can't expect to pick up a first down against this defense by throwing the ball behind the line of scrimmage. They're too fast. Anyways, here's the punt. Here's Devin Hester back to return. And gets tackled. He was trying to catch, it looked like, at least 3 defenders with 1 juke. But didn't know his own speed there, I guess. Anyways, they're on the 36. Not bad position to start. Last time they had to settle for a field goal. You know they want to get 7 points on the board this time. There's a nice run to Johnson. Duke Johnson up the gut, picking up 5. It's what you want to see out of your starting back. 2nd and 5 now, making this possession very manageable. And Dorsey immediately sacked by Belton. He tried to run away from the pressure. I don't know what happened there. Missed blocking maybe. Belton, that's a D tackle. He flies into the backfield. And this ball thrown way over the head of Santana Moss. Ken Dorsey with the inaccuracy. He throws this one very quickly off the snap. And not even close to his intended receiver. 4th and 12. Man, that sack really threw off the possession there. It looked like they were going to have a decent possession, nice run, and then someone must have missed a block. Oh, wow, what a hit. That's Devin Hester on the tackle, tackling Cushman, who I believe is like the 2nd string receiver, is like a speed receiver. Here's the 1st and 10 now for the Sunbirds. Neither team really having too much success offensively. Here's a throw right. Ricks, he's got a completion. That's to Cushman. They didn't want to show us the replay, so we're going to look at it really quickly. Cushman just runs like a 20-yard curl, and it's because they have 3 safeties dropping back 10 yards behind the deepest receivers. It's not going to work. And big gain, 20-plus yard play, brings up 1st and 10. Run up the middle, Jefferson going nowhere. Wrapped up short. He tried, but he even threw one of his own linemen on the ground. But it didn't matter. Too many bodies up front. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10. The clock just hit the 4-minute mark, so still a lot of time left in the second quarter. Here's the fake handoff inside. Ricks with time, rolls right, sets his feet, rolls right again, and still gets sacked. 2 people flying at him right there for that sack. I think that was a 3-man blitz. But I guess the coverage was just so good that it really just threw Hamza Ricks off. I'll show you Ricks at speed how much time he has here, right? It's only a 3-man rush. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Here, let's do this again. Yeah, there you go. It's only a 3-man rush, and one of the rushers even falls down. He has so much time, but I guess the coverage was too good downfield. Not able to make anything happen. 3rd and 18 after the loss of 8 on the sack. Ricks in the pocket, gets sacked again, and he fumbles. I think he got his own fumble, awkwardly picked it up. But Ricks gets sacked on back-to-back plays. This time it's like a strip sack. Looked like looked like Stubbs, not Morgan. Morgan's a linebacker. I believe Stubbs isn't. Yeah, Stubbs is a D end. Anyways. So he steps up in the pocket. I'm more interested in the fumble. So yeah, here comes Stubbs. Gets the sack. This is like a solo sack. And somewhere, let's look. I'm trying to find where the ball pops out. So there it is. Yeah, it's right about there. Somewhere in there, he loses the ball, but oh, you see his hand go up. He grabs it. Just recovers it. It's sitting on his stomach. Not a hard fumble recovery. Technically is a fumble, but that didn't really change the play. He was going down. Now they have to punt 4th and 24. Here's Devin Hester on the return. Hester making tacklers miss, breaking tackles, finally goes down. Devin Hester, that is a dangerous man in the return game. 1st and 10 from the 47. And Johnson gaining 3 here. It was one-on-one with what looked like a linebacker. And he tries to juke out the linebacker. And he kind of does, but it was more of a broken tackle. But he actually gets pushed down by his own lineman. Picks up 3. And Dorsey with time in the pocket throws a strike to Johnson. Johnson making some tacklers miss and gets tackled, but not until picking up 34 yards in the pass game. So the halfback Johnson not exactly running the ball too well to start this game. There's a little bit of motion on the defensive end. And here's Johnson. Here's Duke Johnson. He just kind of outruns the linebackers, and a nice juke right here. I like this, splitting the defense, making them both fall down. That is embarrassing. And then tries to stiff arm a linebacker here, but the linebacker's got too much strength. Tackles him to the ground, but he's inside the red zone now, so they're probably at least guaranteed 3. Here's another give to Johnson, this time on the ground. 2 more yards. They definitely are trying to score a touchdown here. They do not want to put up 3 points again. But any smart team will gladly settle for 3 when they have to. 2nd and 8. Ken Dorsey about to be hit as he throws. Makes a throw. Here's Duke Johnson. And he gets into the end zone. 14-yard passing touchdown. Caught from Ken Dorsey. Caught by Duke Johnson out of the backfield. To make this a 2-possession game, Hurricanes are up. So this is simple play. It just runs directly lateral out into the flats. And runs it into the end zone. Here is one more look at it. Just runs out. And here comes a speedy defensive back. Just has to make that guy miss. And he does make the linebacker miss. And then a walk into the end zone. He just has to outrun everyone. He does so with ease. Getting tackled late. Nice touchdown there. About halfway through the second quarter for the Miami Hurricanes. So Carlos Huerta makes the extra point. It's 10-0. Hurricanes are up against the Sunbirds, and now they are set to kick off. Here's the kickoff. It's being returned now. Looks like he's got some space. Crosses the 20, crosses the 25, down pretty close to the 25 on the 26. Exactly half of the second quarter still to go. Here's the snap up the gut and nothing doing again. Neither of these backs for either team has done well. Jefferson and Johnson both having problems running the ball today. Here Jefferson trying, but his line can't really move these defensive players in the front seven. No gain. Second down, they're going to run it again. Here's a nice juke, and he picks up 7. Now averaging exactly 2 yards a carry after the nice 7-yard run. Here it is again. Jefferson makes a cut at the line of scrimmage, and that changes the entire outcome of the play. Instead of running into one of his own linemen again, he does a good job to cut right here. He's got a little hole to the left. Really nice juke. Good blocking. People trying to pick up blocks, and he picks up 7 yards. Nice run play. It's 3rd and manageable, 3rd and 3, instead of the 3rd and 10 they were going to face. And Hamza Ricks. This is complete, but for only 2 yards. It looked like a tough catch here. Really tough grab. Let's look at this again. Ooh, he might have been across the line. He might have been across the first down marker, but maybe they didn't give him forward progress because he was running backwards. So let's look at this again. Receiver coming back to the ball. So he catches it well across the line, the first down marker, but because no one touches him until right here, which looks like he's still across the first down marker. That's a little bizarre to me. Sticks the ball out, and look where they mark him. Might be a poorly played referee moment there, but there's a 2-minute warning. It's still 10-0. Sunbirds are going to punt regardless of the referee's call. Can't be changed. Here's a punt. Hester back to return. Not a whole lot doing on that return as he has been doing. But it doesn't matter. It's 1st and 10. They're on their own 32. And Ken Dorsey hits Irvin across the middle for 13. That's Irvin's first grab of the game. They've been trying to get him going and getting some grabs across the middle of the field. There's one right there. First down, Hurricanes. Will they put up more points before the half? Let's find out. Here's a quick throw out to Santana Moss, who picks up 8 yards on the out route. Too much speed there. And a missed tackle. It turns into 8 yards through the air. 2nd and 2 after the nice gain. Here's Dorsey. Throws middle, caught, but then dropped by Reggie Wayne. The contact knocks the ball out. Good coverage. 3rd and 2 now. So here's 3rd and 2 for the Hurricanes. And Johnson does what he has to, which is get the first down through the air. He did score the receiving touchdown earlier. And right there, he just gets the job done, gets the first down, moves the chains, and now they have another set of downs. They give it back to him. Here he picks up 6. Nice run to the left. So although he hasn't ran the ball particularly well today, without his play, this would be a little bit different game. They would not have, or it could be said they might not have the 7 points that they got. They might have 3 instead of 10. 1 minute mark now. Here's Johnson again. Gets across, no, doesn't get across the first down marker. He gains 4, so nice run. But he doesn't get the first down. It's going to be 3rd and inches. Yeah, that's a good call. That ball didn't cross. It was close. Let's see what they do here on 3rd and inches. Both teams stacking up the box. Here's Willis McGahee. Gets 3, just powers forward for the first down. Exactly what they wanted there. Move the chains. He might have had a lot of room to take that off to the left side, though. Here's a quick throw out to the right side. Devin Hester. Devin Hester making people miss. Devin Hester, one more juke, and it's another touchdown for the Miami Hurricanes. There's Ken Dorsey's stats. Good completion percentage. 2 passing touchdowns and 160 passing yards here in this first half. So not bad numbers, and he hasn't thrown a pick either. And look at this. Looked like a pancake block, but Hester made about, what, 4 people miss? There's 4 with right there. Makes 1 more miss. So Devin Hester's shiftiness makes 5 people fall to the ground, or at least miss a tackle, and turns into 6 points. Here it is. It's a design screen, and look at the blocking. They get one guy pancaked. Hester just way too slippery, not able to be tackled. He didn't even get touched on this play. Too slippery, easy touchdown, Miami Hurricanes. Well, not easy for anyone else, but easy if your name is Devin Hester. And that's going to be a touchdown. The lead is now 17-0. Miami up against Sacramento. Here's the kickoff. And the return was kind of a long one. He must have got bumped or something. Gets it to about the 24-yard line. 1st and 10 now. They come out 5 wide. They only have 29 seconds. Let's see how they play this. They're obviously passing here. And he's going to take off running to the left. Gets hit and gets rid of the ball. Falls incomplete, intended for Carlton across the middle. So he tried to run away from the pressure. Still got there. And he throws it into quadruple coverage. Falls incomplete. Did what he could there, but the defense was just too much. 2nd down after the incompletion. Hamza Riggs runs the draw to Jefferson. He breaks a tackle, makes it 11 yards for a first down. So all of a sudden, his stats are looking a little bit better on the day. It was a good draw. It shows off the strength breaking the tackle. Really good run to pick up 11 yards there. You look at it one more time. Just because I like to see these runs that go for 10-plus yards. We don't get to see them too many times. There's not too many backs like that, or at least too many backline combos. I really like this. He does a good job breaking this arm tackle. You don't see that too often, so he's showing off the strength. And then he just puts his head down and gets the first. Look at all these players coming at him. It's hilarious. Antrel Roll jumps up. Buchanan puts his head down, and Roll kind of does a flip. So the clock is moving after the run. They line up 5 wide, obviously passing again, but they're not calling any timeouts. 9 seconds, the ball snapped. They quickly throw the screen to the right side. Calvin picks up 1 yard and goes out of bounds, breaking the tackle. So basically a wasted play there. They only gained a yard, and it's not going to matter too much. But he did go out of bounds to stop the clock. 2nd and 9 now. Only 5 seconds left in the half. Very unlikely something crazy happens here. Here's Rick's quick throw right side. It's caught by Baugh. I believe that's the tight end. Yeah, number 86. That's the tight end. First string tight end. Nice grab. Gets hit pretty hard. Might have been a face mask by Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis always playing dirty. And they call a timeout. 2 seconds now. They call a timeout, and now here they're going to run the ball. And it goes down as no gain. It wouldn't have mattered either way because the time runs out. And right now the score is 17-0 at half. The Hurricanes are winning at home playing the Sacramento Sunbirds. Yeah, there's the score. Here's the team stats. If you're watching this later, you can pause this. I believe you can pause while it's live. But either way, pause if you care about the halftime team stats. But we're not going to really look into the stats right now too much. We'll look at the stats at the end of the game. Let's go ahead and get this second half kicked off. Here are the Sunbirds kicking off to the Hurricanes. Kicking off to the dangerous Devin Hester. And I call him dangerous, but he can't even cross the 25 on what seemed to be, looked like he had a lot of room there. Here's the first possession of the second half. Hurricanes are going to start with the ball, and Duke Johnson gets flattened at the line of scrimmage, going nowhere. The D tackle does way too good of a job holding up at the line of scrimmage. Going to bring up 2nd and 10. Here's Duke Johnson again getting flattened. This time going backwards. They're really trying to get this run up the middle going, but it's going nowhere. 3rd and 11 now. And Morgan, I called him Morgan. It's not Dan Morgan. It's Ken Dorsey. I don't know why I always get them confused. Ken Dorsey steps up in the pocket, throws right. It's incomplete. It got to his intended target, which was Michael Irvin. It was a good throw, but really good coverage to knock that ball out. I was impressed by the DB play. 4th and 11 now, so the Sunbirds get a stop to start out the second half. Let's see if they can get a touchdown to follow the stop. Honestly, they have 0 points. Let's just see if they can get on the board. A field goal, a safety. At this point, I just want to see them. If you're the Sunbirds, you just want to see the Sunbirds get some sort of points on the board. Here's a quick throw to the left, and it's picked off by Jonathan Vilma. So as soon as I'm talking about Sunbirds offense, the Hurricanes laugh in my face and show me defense. Linebacker, right outside linebacker, Jonathan Vilma, what a play with the interception. Reads the route very well, breaks on the ball, and makes the play. So let's see this again. Hamza Ricks, it looks like a streak, and look at the ground he covers. Here's where Vilma starts to play. He immediately sprints this way. I don't know if he just watched some tape, said they like to run this quick streak, 10 yards. Ooh, and Slattery actually got hit pretty hard there for nothing. Didn't even get a chance to catch the ball. Really good play there. Vilma showing off the athleticism. Gets the pick. 1st and 10 now after the interception. And Johnson gains 3 more. Had a one-on-one with the linebacker and just kind of ran right at him. Didn't try to do anything special. The blocking looked really good on the play. Just the ability by Johnson wasn't really there. And now we're looking at 2nd and 7. Here's a quick throw to Winslow. He only gains 2. So Dorsey drops back, hits his man. But Winslow not able to break the tackle. 3rd and 5. Here's the 3rd down play. Ken Dorsey is going to take off and run with it, and he's got room. Ken Dorsey gets 21 yards. He looks so unathletic on that juke, but he gets it done. So Ken Dorsey who I think had 0 rushing yards in week 1, and I would expect him to finish the season with less than 100. He's not a scrambler by any means. Does a really nice job here. The pass coverage is good, but his blocking is pretty good, and that gives him a chance to take off and run with it. Picks up, what was it, 23 or no, 21? Good yardage there. 1st and 10 now, and they're on the 22. So here's Dorsey again, throws right, caught by Irvin, and he drops it at the 2-yard line. Nice coverage. They've really locked up Michael Irvin on the right side. Done a good job not letting him make any grabs, making it tough for him. But sometimes even when it's tough, Michael Irvin still scores on you. So that'll be something to watch out for. Here comes the pressure, and it's too quick. Hedges gets around and sacks Dorsey. I believe that's the first time he's been sacked today. So Dorsey was rolling right, and that's where the pressure was coming from. Had no time to adjust and goes down. 3rd and 19 now after what looked like a really easy field goal. Might be a much harder field goal. And here they go to Johnson, who had a decent amount of room in front of him, but 3rd and 19, if you're running the ball, you're kind of giving up, right? You're kind of saying, let's just take these 3 points. And that's what's going to have to happen. He gets wrapped up relatively quickly, gain only 2. And they're going to kick a field goal from the 29-yard line. I believe that makes it a 40-yard field goal or a 41. So with the wind behind him, this is a very easy field goal for Huerta. And it goes through the uprights. I don't know why I always add 11 or 10. It's 20 or 21. 50-yard field goal. My bad. Still pretty easy for a kicker of his caliber. Knocks it through with room to spare. Could have made it 5 yards deeper. And so that's going to extend this lead 20-0. Hurricanes absolutely dominating in this one. It hasn't necessarily felt like it. It's just the offense. Their offense has been really good. Now, I expect their offense to drop like 30 on these guys in the first half. That's just because I made the rosters, right? I know how good these players are, or at least how good their ratings are, but that's what I love about football. You never really know. And, you know, instead of being up 30 at this point, they're only up 20. So they're still dominating like I expected. Here's a run to Jefferson. Ends up losing a yard here. Spinning to the right. Nothing doing. Second and 11 now after the loss of 1. Ricks drops back, looking right, throws right, and his receiver grabs it, but he's not in bounds, and he took a hit too. So he's trying to go back to his tight end, and Ray Lewis playing dirty again. 3rd and 11 now. There's the snap. Now Ricks looking, rolling right. He's still got time. Throws back across his body to the left, and it's caught and then dropped. So Story has it in his hands and can't hang on. Look at this. Rolls out to the right. Throws it all the way across the field to the left just to incomplete the pass. Failed 3rd down conversion. Going to bring up 4th and 11. Hester back to return this punt. Hester running backwards. Can't break the tackle. Trying to go around the punt coverage, but to no avail. Going to bring up 1st and 10 on the 35. Here's Johnson. Looked like he was going to slip a tackle and maybe break off a good run. But Barbour has played really good today. Made a lot of tackles in the middle, and here he is. He's the left outside linebacker, I believe. So good job to come all the way over to the other side of the field. Nice wrap up. Showing off the strength. 2nd and 12 after the 2-yard loss. Here's a throw. Dorsey, left side. Andre Johnson again. The man has only got 3 grabs today, but they've all been big gains, and they've all shown off some nice hands. We'll look at this one more time. Dorsey dropped back, looks right, throws it to Johnson, and nice catch, even with the pass coverage. He got hit pretty hard right in the midsection. First down, Hurricanes. Their pass attack has been basically unstoppable today. Here's Johnson getting 2 up the gut. Their running game, not so much, but they haven't really needed it. Here's another look at it. Just met. Nice linebacker play in the run game for the Sunbirds. I do have to point that out. Their linebackers have played really good against the run today. And here's a throw to the left, and Santana Moss is going to lose 5. So, interesting there. Looking at the slant pattern, Dorsey goes to Moss, and Moss comes back to the ball, catches it 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, takes the hit, loses the yardage. So now it's 3rd and 13. Maybe he just needed to throw that one away. See what happens here. Dorsey throws this to who? I'm not sure where that was intended. Lucky that wasn't picked off. The DB made a horrible play on the ball. I guess that's why he's playing defense. But the closest possible receiver of that pass played for the wrong team. Ken Dorsey, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? So, he's... the deepest receiver is Santana Moss. So he's got to be going for Santana Moss. And Santana Moss is running left, and this ball takes a... Look how... What? Who are you throwing that to? This defensive back easily could make an interception here. Just mistimes his jump, misses the ball. Ken Dorsey remains turnoverless or interceptionless on the day, but still 4th and 13. So either way, they're giving the ball back to the Sunbirds. And what a hit by Devin Hester. Absolutely throws Cushman into the ground. Or Cushman. I believe his name's Cushman. 1st and 10. We're still in the 3rd quarter here. Feels like a long quarter. 1:35 left. Hurricanes are up 20-0 against the Sunbirds. Sunbirds really just want something to go their way. And here's a nice play for 15 to Story. We'll look at this one more time. I don't even know what number Story is. Is this? Okay, so Story is right here. Yeah, so they run trips right. And good job to get this out quickly. He's had a problem with this today, not been able to get the throws out quick. There, he does get it out quick. Hamza Ricks gets it out quick and picks up the 1st down. Maybe they need to just sling the ball quickly. 1st and 10. Throws again pretty quickly. This one falls incomplete. And there's Hamza Ricks' stats. He doesn't even have 100 yards on the day. That just shows how bad their offense has been. And yeah, there's just too much coverage there. Gonna bring up 2nd and 10. Quick throw out to the left side, or right side. And that's Baugh with the grab. So nice pickup there from the 3 tight end set. Pick up the 1st down. Now they're actually moving the ball pretty quickly. Here's a run, and that basically kills their whole drive running the ball. They have had basically no success running this whole game, and they keep trying to do it. You're down 20-0. I mean, the defense knows you're going to if the defense knows you're going to pass and that's all you do the rest of the game, I think that's fine. I would just keep passing anyways. But they run it up the gut and go nowhere. 2nd and 10 after the no gain. Here's a throw to the right and intended for his tight end, Baugh, but it falls incomplete. So Rick steps up and Baugh has some space. Oh my, Buchanan with the hit. He hip checked him. 3rd and 10. So late here in the 3rd quarter, and this run goes backwards. Jefferson loses a yard. Here it is again. Swallowed up as soon as he gets the ball on the draw play. 4th and 11. They're going to have to punt this away. So here's Hester back to return. He's going to get this around the 10-yard line, maybe the 11. And Hester can't turn the corner. Gets tackled from behind by Staley. Gets it out to the 26, though, so a good return. About a 15-yard return. 1st and 10. Defense coming out with 8 in the box. Duke Johnson doesn't care how many players you got in the box. The line doesn't care how many players you got in the box. They run it and get a 1st down, 12 yards. Johnson just basically untouched for the first 10 yards of this run. Jukes out a defender, ends up running into another defender, though. Nice gain. Now 1st and 10 after the nice run. And Johnson this time looked like he had an opening to the left, but not too much doing. Gets tackled. Looked like he had an opening, but then a D tackle comes off the edge from the inside. And ends that play short of where they wanted. 2nd and 8. Another 8-man front for the defense. And this time, Johnson gets slung backwards, loses a yard. And that's the last play of the 3rd quarter. The score is 20-0. Hurricanes are absolutely killing the Sunbirds. Like I said, that is the 3rd quarter. Let's get into the 4th quarter now. So 3rd and 9. This time they're going to drop back to throw. And steps up, delivers a strike to Andre. Andre Johnson makes a defender miss. Touchdown. Andre Johnson, who already had 3 nice grabs today. What strength. Crazy strength on display on this play here. Dorsey just throws it up. Double coverage. He breaks both tackles. Jukes out a defender and runs it into the end zone. 60-plus yard grab. Let's look at this again. Here's Andre Johnson, right? 2nd string receiver behind Michael Irvin, who, by the way, is supposedly, on paper at least, much better than Johnson. But Johnson, definitely upper hand today. And, oh, look at this. Through traffic. Not only does he catch it through traffic, he stays on his feet. And then ends up scoring a touchdown. Wow. Andre Johnson. One more time here. At speed, just from behind him. And then we'll continue with the game. Oh my gosh, sorry. I said one more time, and then I had to just... Slow-mo. Oh my. Okay, let's finish this play off, this replay. Andre Johnson absolutely dominates the Sunbirds secondary. Throws up to John Cena. You can't see me. That's one way to start off the 4th quarter. And that's going to make it 27-0. So Hurricanes absolutely dominating. And it's kind of what I expected. That's what I said early on. I said I think that the Hurricanes are probably going to win this game soundly, especially being the home team and the better team on paper. And that's what we're seeing here. So not really any surprises, but it's been kind of interesting, especially with that last touchdown from Andre Johnson. 2nd string receiver, but he's put up over 100 yards easily in this game, while his counterpart Michael Irvin, 1st string receiver, I think only has 1 grab. 1st and 10 now for the Sunbirds. At this point, I think they just want to put points on the board for some pride, maybe. Not sure, but there's Jefferson losing a yard. If they want to put points on the board for some sort of pride, they can't run the football anymore. It just can't happen. It hasn't worked all day for them. They've had like 2 or 3 good runs. Most of their runs are going backwards at this point. They just need to throw the football. 2nd and 11 after the 1-yard loss. Here's Ricks, drops back, throws, intercepted again. This time by Starks. Wow. I'm putting my foot in my mouth all over the place. I keep saying they need to pass it instead of run it. And then they pass it and they throw a pick. That's his 3rd interception he's thrown today. So maybe they don't need to pass. But I don't know if they need to run either. Their run game is going nowhere. Their pass game is ending in picks. Look at this. It's just completely underthrown because if you look behind the receiver, the angle he throws his ball at, if he just gets some more arm under this, that's a completion, but doesn't throw it far enough, just straight up, and throws it to the other team. Starks is not on your team. Hamza Ricks. That's the only way to explain that. So here's the play for the Hurricanes, and Hedges is going to break into the backfield and pick up his 2nd sack of the day. So Dorsey, that's his 3rd time going down, and I would call this a coverage sack. Didn't see anything he liked downfield, but the pressure did get there pretty quickly. So 2nd and 21 now. Big yardage in front of them if they want to move the chains. And Dorsey just going to deliver this one. What a catch. What a throw. Michael Irvin. That's what he's good at, making those tough grabs. And here he is across the middle where he lived during his NFL career. That is a tough catch. Just short of the 1st down marker. It's going to be 3rd and 1. Here on 3rd and 1, Hurricanes run it, and Johnson gets more than enough. He's going to fall forward for 8 yards, giving him exactly 50 on the day. They just needed 1, but Johnson gets it done. He also hasn't really ran the ball too well today, but he's at least done better than Jefferson has on the other side. Here it is again. Good job falling forward. Picking up the 1st down. We just eclipsed the 4-minute mark. And here's the 1st carry to Willis McGahee. No, sorry, 2nd carry for Willis McGahee. Comes really late in this one. But I guess you got to get your backup some reps at some point. Only picks up 2, 2nd and 8. Here's Duke Johnson, and he only picks up 2. Looked like he had a decent opening in front of him, but couldn't get past the 1st tackler. Another short gain for the Hurricanes. Third and 6 after 2 runs, going for a total of 4 yards, 2 yards apiece. 3rd and 6. And Dorsey, as he's hit, gets the throw off to Winslow, who loses 3, tries to make something out of it. Interesting play. Dorsey just had to throw this ball. He gets hit as he throws it. And gets it to his tight end, Winslow, who actually makes the guy miss and dives forward, trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, but ends up losing a yard. They're going to settle for 3 here. Here on 4th and 9. So, if this field goal goes in, which it does, Hurricanes are now up 30-0. I think that's got to be the first time that's ever happened in Pro League history. Maybe in the history of this channel, because that's just an absolute blowout. This is probably what it looks like to have a D-League team play a Pro League team. Here's the return, and doesn't get to the 25. Gets it to the 23. 1st and 10, Sunbirds. I said earlier they need to put points on the board for some dignity, but that was last possession. They just gave up 3 more points. Now they're down 30. They really need to score. It makes it look a little bit better if they can at least throw like 7 on the board. There's a 16-yard grab to Baugh, the tight end. pick up the first down. So maybe that's the first play. Maybe that's the start of a good drive. But they can't run the ball very well, and Ricks has thrown 3 picks. Here's a nice throw to the left side, caught by Cushman for 7. So he just runs a quick slant. Nice grab, and good job to hang on through the tackle. Jonathan Vilma is no slouch when it comes to hitting receivers that come across the middle. And here, this is intentional grounding as Hamza Ricks completely panics. As let's see who that was that broke into the backfield. It was Maryland. Absolutely just, he misses him, but he breaks into the backfield immediately. And Hamza Ricks completely panics. Throws this in the dirt near no one. Intentional grounding is going to make it 3rd and 13 instead of the 3rd and 3. And they're going to run the draw to Jefferson, who loses a yard. And they're going to end up punting again. This Sunbirds offense has been non-existent today. So 4th and 14, they're going to have to punt again. This game was over at like halftime. But at this point, it's just we're just looking to see how bad will this score actually be. Here's Hester on the return. Hester making a few guys miss and ends up running out of bounds. Gets it to the 43-yard line. And with 2:16 left, that's plenty of time for the Hurricanes to throw 7 more on the board, or at least get a field goal. Let's see if they can march down into the red zone another time today, or if they will actually get stopped. Johnson stumbles at the line of scrimmage and goes nowhere on back-to-back runs now to open out this possession. There's his total. He actually has 100 yards total on the day, but that's because of passing and receiving combined. He does have the receiving touchdown earlier in this game. That's it. That's all he's done. 3rd and 10 now after both of his runs go nowhere. Here's a throw. Not Santana Moss. The man of the day with the crazy touchdown earlier, Andre Johnson. Another tough catch in traffic. This one wasn't as tough. Here it is. He just runs a post and gets hit pretty hard, but he had enough time to secure that pass. Gonna move the chains. Make it 1st and 10 inside the 40. And Johnson gonna go nowhere again. So the run game, like I said, it's been better than the Sunbirds' run game, but that's not saying much, as he's averaging, I think, less than 2 yards a carry at this point, or pretty close to less. Here's Johnson with a decent hole. Picks up 5. So the blocking finally shows up for about half a second. And Johnson says, hey, that's all I need. I can get you a good gain. You block for a little bit. 3rd and 5 now after the decent run. They fake it, and it doesn't go anywhere. They fake the pitch to Johnson, hand it off to McGahee, and he can't do anything with it. Looked like he had an opening, but D tackle grabs onto him and pulls him down. They're going to line up for 3 again. Carlos Huerta from a pretty good distance. Well over 50, and it hits the crossbar and misses. If I'm correct, I believe that would have been like a 55-yard field goal or 54. Let's look at that again. It's interesting. I want to look at that ball cam. So here it is. 53, 54, something like that. He kicks it. It's got some wind going against him and hits the crossbar. Falls down out of bounds. And no points for the Hurricanes. And with 1:14 left, maybe they'll only score 30 this game. Here's the draw to Jefferson, throwing defenders on the ground, picking up 9. So it's going to make the stats look a little bit better, but it literally means nothing at this point. He threw his own teammate on the ground, then throws the defender backwards. That's Ed Reed, so Ed Reed more coverage than he is tackling, but still not a slouch either. This whole defense not really slouches. It's a good run there. Bring up 2nd and 1. And nice catch through traffic. That's Baugh again, the tight end. They're trying to march now all of a sudden. Down on the enemy 30. Let's look at this again very quickly. Here's Baugh, just overpowers Ray Lewis here. Ray Lewis and Dan Morgan, 2 legendary Miami linebackers. Can't make him drop the ball there. Brings it in, moves the chains. At this point, it's completely meaningless in terms of win-loss, but I guess it feels good to pad the stats sometimes. There, tries to go to Carlton, but nothing happens. No gain as Carlton is well out of bounds. 2nd and 10. And here's the draw to the 2nd string who picks up 12 yards. That's Staley. His first carry of the day goes for 12. Now, I don't know if you can say that if he's going to go to the film room tomorrow and say, I better be starting next game. Look at me. Y'all gave it to me one time. I ran over. He ran over Dan Morgan. That is pretty impressive. But you do have to take it with a grain of salt. It's one run, and yeah, it's just one play. Defense probably expecting pass. You're not expecting the 2nd string to run it, let alone a draw, let alone... Yeah, I mean, the whole point of the draw is catch the defense off guard, and that's what they did. Dan Morgan, though, is a really good defender, so impressive play to run him over, but once again, I keep saying this, they're calling timeouts like they think they're going to come back, but it means nothing. Here's a throw to the left. Slattery with his 2nd grab. Picks up 16. Both of his catches have gone for 16. Here they spike it. 49 seconds on the clock. Still don't understand why they're playing like this, like they think they can come back. And they're going to run the draw here, and bad time to run the draw. Jefferson's going to lose too. Eaten up. I think that was Warren Sapp who blew up that play. And so here's the next play. Throws it end zone. Caught. Touchdown, Vincent Slattery. Or Slatery. I still don't know how to pronounce his name. What a weird ending to this game, I guess. Just because, I mean, that doesn't necessarily shake. It definitely doesn't change the outcome, but, like, does that mess with the confidence of the other team? Or no? Is it like, we let you have that touchdown type of thing? Like, it didn't matter. We weren't playing that hard because it looks like man coverage and Antrel Roll cannot keep up with him. And Ed Reed going for the ball here, which he was way off, by the way. Not even close. He was just late. And that's a touchdown. Sacramento Sunbirds. So they do end up getting on the board with 35 seconds left in the game. It's completely irrelevant to the outcome, but maybe it's a little bit of a confidence booster. I don't know. They did a pretty good job marching up the field. Just couldn't run the ball well. I'm not expecting an onside here. If they do onside, I mean, I guess I wouldn't be too surprised. Yeah, there's the onside. Recovered by Duke Johnson. And even if he doesn't recover, they're still not going to score 3 touchdowns. Actually, they would need like 3 touchdowns and a field goal if they wanted to win this game. They can't do that in 35 seconds. Here's McGahee. Gets 2. Run up the middle. Easy, simple play. And brings up 2nd and 8. After this snap, there'll be more time on the play clock than the game clock. So they'll probably just sit on it. Here's the snap. Duke Johnson falling forward, picking up 3. That gets him to 60 on the day, so it makes it look a little bit better statistically. but he had 26 carries. So, not a standout performance for Duke Johnson. Definitely not. But he did play well in the pass game, and overall, I would say he had a good game. He did score the first touchdown. But yeah, they're not going to go back to the line of scrimmage. They're going to let this clock run out. That's it for this game. Final score, Miami Hurricanes 30 versus the Sacramento Sunbirds, who only scored 7. So Hurricanes get the win. And yeah, that's it. Let's see who the player of the game is. There's the end of the game. Player of the game goes to Ken Dorsey. I guess that makes sense. I would probably give it to Andre Johnson. I mean, he played pretty well, but I guess Ken Dorsey probably distributed pretty well to everyone on the field today. Hector Barbour. A lot of these names hard to pronounce. I don't know who that is, but that was the linebacker I mentioned earlier today. Gets defensive player of the game. Here are the team stats. Pause the video if needed. We're looking more into the player stats, so let's look at that. Ken Dorsey, no picks, 65% completion. That's pretty good. 273 yards, 3 touchdowns, and he averaged 10.5 yards a throw. So he played very well. Looking at the other side, Hamza Ricks, actually same amount of attempts, a little bit less completion percentage, but not so good everywhere else. 168 yards. You can throw in for under 200 yards. That's not very good. Threw 3 picks and a touchdown. The touchdown was totally irrelevant at the end of the game. And yeah, just not a good performance. Looking at the running, Duke Johnson did get 60 yards. And Ken Dorsey actually had 21 yards on 1 carry, that play where everyone ran to the left side of the field and he runs to the right. He's not exactly athletic, but he got it done on that play, so 21 yards. And McGahee had 8. Looking at the Sunbirds, you have 33 for Jefferson and 12 for Staley. Jefferson only averaged 1.7 yards a carry on 19 carries, so definitely an inefficient day on the ground. Receiving, Andre Johnson, 5 catches, 145 yards and a touchdown. Absolutely dominant day. He had that 61-yard crazy grab. And then Duke Johnson, 53 yards, that 1 touchdown early on. Irvin, only 33 yards, only 2 catches. Not exactly what I was expecting out of Michael Irvin, but you have your up games and your down games. Hester had a 30-yard touchdown. Santana Moss, 15 yards. Looking at the other side, I think his name's Henry Ball. That's a starting tight end, 57 yards. Slattery did score the touchdown at the end, but it was basically irrelevant. And there's the rest of the yards. Nothing really crazy happening. So defensively, Hendricks gets a sack, Vince Wilfork gets a sack, and Stubbs gets a sack. There's the rest of the stats. Look at the other side. Barbour, he had 16 tackles. So I guess that's why he got defensive player of the game. Hedges had 2 sacks, and Belton had 1. Interceptions, none for the Sunbirds. Hurricanes, though, Vilma, Buchanan, and Starks, all with picks, so 3 picks. And then Carlos Huerta missed a field goal from, apparently, this says it was inside of 30 yards. I think it was a 50-plus yard field goal, but whatever. No field goals kicked for the Sunbirds. Here's the return stats. Devin Hester was averaging 14.9 yards a return. And here's more return stats. Only 1 kick return. Wait, what? Only 1 kick return from Miami. Devin Hester. It was at halftime when he returned a kick. Why didn't... Oh, because it was an onside. Okay, sorry. I had a little brain fog. But yeah, that's all the stats. Here's the scoring. Pause if needed. That's all of it. And yeah, that's it for this game. Hope you enjoyed the stream. This actually ends week 2 for the Pro League. And I might do an update video. Like, that's not a stream. Might be a video. Not sure how that's going to go yet. But just look out for whatever the next thing is. Whether it's a stream or a video. It'll be coming pretty soon. Once again, thank you for watching. That does it for me. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.